Hey Baddies, so I'm really quickly going to talk to you guys about the difference between hair care and hair loss treatments, because I think sometimes there's a lot of confusion. And so let me just separate church and state real fast. So hair care is anything that is hydrating, nourishing, conditioning, repairing your damaged hair, or nourishing your hair, your existing hair that is on your head, okay? So if your hair is weak, if it's brittle, if it's frizzy, if it's dry, anything that's going on with your hair, if it's fine and you just want it to grow past it plateaus constantly, you're constantly getting split ends, hair care, right? That's all hair care. There are three main components to hair care that everybody needs to know. This is what's going to keep your hair growing and growing and growing like Rapunzel, and you're going to break free from the plateau. You need to hydrate your hair, you need to strengthen your hair, and you need to nourish your hair, okay? Now, any way that you use this combination, you gotta find the sweet spot for your hair, right? They have all-for-one products that basically do all three in one. Most times nourishment, you get that from butters and oils because of fatty acids, and fatty acids has a slew and a host of benefits for your hair, okay? But essentially nourishment equals food for your existing hair, okay? Nourishment is feeding the hair, it is filling the cuticle, it is making the hair more manageable, right? More malleable, shiny. You know, some things are making it seem more robust. That is the goal for nourishment. Like I said, you're going to get nourishment mostly from oils and butters, right? I'm not going to go into too much detail here. Maybe I might have other videos that talk about fatty acids specifically. Next, there's hydration. So if you are in 2024, there's not newer, but there are ingredients in the market now that are being plugged in more, like hyaluronic acid, squalene, and of course there's your good old your oldies but goodies like honey, glycerin, any type of humectant that is going to hydrate your hair in two or more ways. Specifically, it is going to pull moisture from the atmosphere, right? It's going to attract moisture and pull it into the atmosphere, and it's also going to lock moisture in. It's going to add moisture and it's going to lock it in. And of course, if you want to lock in moisture even more so, then you would lock it in with an oil, right? Cap it with an oil. But overall, these ingredients tend to be clinically proven to hydrate your hair in two or more ways, right? So hydration is extremely important for making sure that your hair is not brittle, that it's not breaking. It mitigates breakage, it reduces all of the things that is going to split ends, right? That's going to keep your hair constantly being cut and snipped because it cannot grow past the plateau, right? That's the purpose of hydration. You need to keep your hair hydrated like you would keep a plant hydrated. You want to keep your hair hydrated. Hey Baddies, it's your girl Bevy, and I'm interrupting you really quickly because I have to ask this very important question. Why am I not at 100K subscribers yet? Let's keep it a buck. I'm giving you real content. I'm dropping game for free, and I have loads of comments, okay? Loads of comments from my baddies saying that my content has helped them on their path to hair regrowth, okay? Effective hair regrowth. So please, okay, help a sister out. Start liking, okay? Liking these videos to help me in the algorithm. Subscribe to this channel. Share this content with your friends that may or may not be honest about whether or not they need my help, okay? And most importantly, I'm dropping a hair growth serum very, very soon. Please click the link down in the description box, okay? And leave your information so that you can be the first to know. I'm about to turn the hair loss treatment, okay, space upside down on its head because the gatekeepers don't look like me, and I'm about to fix that, okay? I'm looking out for your interests. I'm really helping you because I really care. This is my mission and I need your support. So that's all I had to say, okay? Continue on. And then strengthening is important, like protein treatments, and there are a number of different ingredients for protein treatments. Protein treatments could be anything from like hydrolyzed wheat proteins to rice proteins to quinoa, and then there's a host of other amino acids and other things that you can utilize basically that I'm not going to go into for strengthening, right? But these strengthening agents are extremely important for doing what it says, right? It's strengthening your hair. It's good for protein synthesis and the building blocks of your hair, making sure that the scaffolding is in place so that it can build a structure on top of the scaffolding, making sure your hair is resilient, making sure it has the bounce, the bounce, making sure it's strong, it's not constantly breaking if it's being combed, it's not in a weak state, you know? Pretty straightforward. And there's more, but I'm freestyling because I'm in the car and I'm like, let me just hurry up and put this video up. And then now there's the introduction, which this is an honorable mention, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This introduction of bond repairs, especially with the release of products like Olaplex, K18, to name a few. There are others, but those are like the GOATs right now in the industry. And these bond repairs have, you know, proprietary ingredients and peptides and amino acids and certain compounds that goes, you know, deep into the shaft, down into the cuticle and cortex of the hair to repair bonds. Okay. And there's a whole controversy on what repairing bonds are, or just basically putting bonds back into place. I'm not doing that here, but we're just talking about bond repair, where this damage is caused through heat damage, overly, you know, I can't think of the term right now, but overly hydrating the hair, causing the cuticle to swell if you're steaming it too much, and then reduce and swell and reduce. So there's water damage, there's heat damage to hair, and chemical damage, right? And there's hard water damage. So all these different types of damage to your hair. This is the purpose of bond repairs, to actually go deep into the cortex and repair the bond of the hair so that you can restore the actual scaffolding and the actual chemical, like protein structure of your hair, right? Whereas a strengthening agent is just adding protein and fortifying protein. The bond repair is strengthening the scaffolding that's holding it up, if that makes sense. So it's a little deeper repair, but again, I don't want to spend too much time. Bond repair is not necessary. You know, some people will just do a big chop and just be like, F all of this, we're not doing this. But it's good to have in your toolbox, and it's not something you got to use often. But when it comes to core hair care essentials, strength, hydration, and nourishment, okay? And like I said, these are your protein treatments. Yeah, these are your protein treatments or deep conditioners that have strengthening agents in them. And hydration is also deep conditioners with hydrating agents in them, leave-in conditioners. Those are hydrations. And of course, like I said, you can get all three functions in one overall treatment, right? In one deep conditioner, right? Those are like the real great ones, right? Or you can split it up based on what you need. Today, you may need strengthening. Next wash day, you may need this, you may need that. So it's a science, and you got to play around with it to figure out what's best for you. That's hair care, okay? So now let's go into hair loss treatment, and that is what my focus is specifically at this moment. You know, shameless plug, I will be bringing you hair care in the future, but right now my focus is hair loss treatment, and that's because I was diagnosed with androgenetic alopecia, which caused my hair to thin out throughout my scalp, and I lost 60% of coverage on my scalp, so meaning I lost most of my hair. And I've been able to utilize a lot of the strategies that I talk about on this channel to grow it back, which I'm not going to go into details right now. But hair loss treatment is not just for people who've been diagnosed with alopecia. Hair loss treatment is for people who've been diagnosed with alopecia, for people who are experiencing postpartum hair loss, traction alopecia, aka you're losing your edges, your hair is thinning out profusely, it's shedding profusely, it's breaking excessively, it's like it just keeps falling out during wash day and you do not know why. You're like, what in the world is happening? What is going on? You cannot stop your hair from falling, you cannot stop your hair from thinning out. Every time you look in the mirror, it goes from here to here to here to here. There's no rhyme or reason. You're looking at your scalp, you have bald spots, you have thinning spots. I mean, and you know the difference, right? You know the difference from, oh, my hair is just damaged and I need to fix it, to no, my hair is thinning and it's not growing back, or it's growing back here but not here. It's just a whole different thing. So hair loss treatment is when you need to really pull in what I like to call reinforcement and use science-backed methods and treatments to actually regrow your hair, right? It's not a guarantee for everybody. Unfortunately, some people have been diagnosed with some forms of alopecia that is not restorable, is not repairable, but I'm not going into too much detail with that. The bottom line is hair loss treatment is just that. There's several functions to hair loss treatment, which includes vasodilation, angiogenesis, which is increasing blood flow to the scalp, which is creating new follicles, reducing inflammation to the follicle, increasing nutrient delivery to the scalp, oxygenation to the scalp, all scientific things. None of this stuff is about the existing hair on your scalp. scalp, on your head. The existing hair on your head might just be done, but we're trying to nourish the follicle, the papilla, everything that's going on there so that you can grow thicker hair. We are going in beyond, we are repairing the hair on a cellular level and addressing hair loss in different pathways so that you can grow thicker hair from your scalp, so that we can stop your follicles from dying, right? From balding, so that way your follicles can release thick hair buds, right? So that you can start to see peach fuzz again, so that you go from losing 60% of coverage to now almost gaining 80% of coverage back on your scalp. This is about thickening your actual hair that grows out your head, and because of that, it takes more time. We're not talking about you put something on your scalp and then next day it's like it's thicker. No, like this is repairing your hair on a scientific and cellular level, and it really requires a lot more science, right? And it also requires a multi-therapeutic approach, meaning there's not just one way. You have to focus on diet, you have to focus on hygiene, you have to focus on, hair care as well. It also encompasses, nutrition, nutrients, exercise, and topical methods and cosmetic methods and a whole slew of things that you have to do simultaneously. It is full-on therapy. It is full-on health care and full-on wellness. And it's the difference of just throwing something on your head that when you wash it off, your hair looks great immediately, to really going deep down and really repairing your hair. It's therapy for your follicle, for your stem cells. It's a lot deeper, and that's what I'm working on. It's scientific, it's medical, it's healthcare. This is more than hair care, and your girl is going to be doing hair care in the future. But right now, the focus is we are using science to help you regrow your hair and improve your scalp health. When everyone else told you there was no hope, we are telling you there is, because I experienced it personally. So all that to say, if you want to rock with my serums, this is not an oil that's going to seal in or lock in moisture. This is not an oil that's going to make your hair shine. This is a scalp serum. This is a medicated scalp serum, and it's only available through prescription, and it's only available on the Herscripts website. So if you want access, click on the link down below to be a part of the beta launch. If you do not click the link down below and sign up, when we go live on May 6th, you will not have the code. And unfortunately, you will have to wait quite some time until the beta members have had their experience with the medication. Because it's a medication, we have to roll out a different way than we would just any oil or any serum. So I said all that to say, if you stumbled upon this video, this is me telling you there is hope for you. Be encouraged. You can alive your unalive follicles that have been unalive for the last 5 to 10 years. We can restore them with the right science and the right therapies, and we are here to help. And lastly, if you purchase the first week, the first 7 days of launch, you get a one-on-one consultation with me. So love you, baddies. Click the link down below. Don't say I didn't tell you. And I'm excited for this hair loss treatment, that game that we are about to change, because no one else is doing it the way Herscripts is doing it, with a specific focus on people and women of color. Bye.